Well, my little Barcolini sprained his back right leg sprinting a day or two ago, and so I'm just taking him on a very small walk just up the road just to see how he's getting along. He started off really well, and we've just got to the point where I'm going to turn back, and he just started lifting it. Continue his little rehabilitation on his leg, bless him. You can see just slightly raising it off the ground, his back right. Little bit sore.
Good morning. All of a sudden I've started to feel very sleepy, but we're up early today because Lydia and I are heading into London for what is, I guess, well, it is my Christmas present from, do you say last year? Yeah, it's 25th. So from last year, Lydia purchased us a consultation. It's a 3-hour consultation at Florist, which is a fragrance house in London, and we're going to go down there and basically bespoke make our fragrances. So Lydia has the opportunity to create her own, I create my own. They can be anything we desire. They'll actually store and log the ingredients that you select, the quantities, and that'll all be saved. And so if we ever do want to go back and reorder the fragrance, then we can do so, obviously at a cost, but it should be a really fun day exploring smells and scents and kind of making our own creations. I have a sneaky feeling Lydia may do something along the lines of kind of like garden floral-esque stuff, and I think I might go for, I'm pretty confident I'm going to do this, like a winter fragrance. So something's a little bit deeper, a bit richer, a bit wintry, and so that should be lovely as we come into the season. So we're going to jump in our car now and make our way down to London, and hopefully we'll have a good day, because it's a very busy one.
I love the Milton Keynes Central sign right next to your head.
Proudly.
So, have you told everyone what we're doing today?
No, but I should actually, well I have, yes, but I should actually show inside the box.
This is an unboxing at Milton Keynes Central Station. I think this is very, very interesting.
So, by appointment of Her Majesty, the Queen, obviously that will change, by appointment of the Prince of Wales. So it's a double-time royal warrant holder.
Amazing.
Inside.
So we were actually supposed to get 2 of these boxes, weren't we?
Yes.
But they only sent 1 out.
I won't go into too much detail here, but essentially that's the confirmation paperwork. Florist has been a British family perfumer since 1730.
Wow.
And hopefully when we leave today...
Apologies for the lovely sound of the Avanti West Coast trains in the background.
this bottle will be full of Mr. MG's fragrance.
How exciting.
That was nicely put in there, but we
butchered it.
Yeah.
So that is the first port of call for the day.
Yes.
Then we are heading for lunch with a friend. Then we part ways. You are heading for a hats.
I am. I'm going to head to Thomas Farthing and also look for some vintage or pre-loved 1940s to 1960s swing ties.
Ooh! And I'm heading to Claire Mishavani.
Okay.
Yep.
Around Sloane Square.
Yes.
And then we will be heading to Germany
Yes.
for an evening event, and then we'll be making our merry way home.
Yes. And is there a way for us to show our outfits together? Here we go.
Platform 4 for the 8:55 Avanti West Coast service to London Euston.
Matchy, matchy.
Please stand back from the platform edge until the train has stopped.
Stand back behind the yellow line.
All right. Ali said that he thinks that the driver of this train thinks I'm a train spotter, and so my name today is Lydia Bourgeois.
That doesn't look right, speak to staff or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it.
Babe?
See it, say it, sorted.
Just looking at what shops are also on German Street.
Ooh.
Just out of interest.
And what have you found?
I'm just Googling it now.
You look very smart.
But I'm delighted to share with you that Millen we actually have an official fragrance with florists that they sell in store.
Which we smelt, I don't think we liked.
I can't remember, but I'm just saying £18.
Yeah.
I actually want to pick up some more socks, but I think I'll just order them online.
Okay.
However, it'd be good to go in and look at the colours.
Yeah.
Because they have like a rack of socks, and I really rate their socks. They're very pricey for socks, like £30 a pair. But I wear this particular pair of brown socks weekly.
Also, I would say that there are certain comforts in life where, like pyjamas, I spend more money on pyjamas, and socks, underwear, those kinds of things. You can't really put, I mean, you can put a price on them, but if you find something that works, you've got to go with it.
Yeah. Also, we've got Oliver Brown, New Lingwood. You know where we are, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect, because I wanted to buy you the pyjamas to say thank you. Your green, you know, the green pyjamas.
Thank you for that.
Just thank you for being you.
In that arcade, I think it's not Burlington,
It's the Piccadilly.
Piccadilly Arcade.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a vintage Capri Love shop in there.
Okay.
Might be wrong. So we'll have a look.
There's some milk.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, because you know the forest green pyjamas.
Yeah, from New Lingwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to get them for you, but I wanted to get them in your size, so we can get them today.
Okay. Is that fulfilling your evergreen?
No. It's just because they were very lovely.
Indebted.
Yeah, I'm always indebted. Also, if you haven't guessed today, I am vlogging with Ali today because this is obviously his Christmas present. It felt a bit strange for me to vlog it on my channel, so...
And Lydia is like a queen vlogger, so you vlog so much better than I do.
Well, I vlog so much better than you do.
I think you've already done the core of the vlog.
This is going to be Ali's first hour-long vlog.
Yeah, we've only been out of the house for an hour. We've already filmed like 20 minutes of footage.
Well, it means you get the good stuff. But
like opening the train door.
yes, all of the emotive stuff. Shut up, that's old school vlogging techniques. But yeah, so I'm going to help him vlog today. Where are we going for lunch?
We are going to lunch at a place called, I think it's Titchfield. Oh, actually maybe that's his office.
We are still none the wiser of where we are going for lunch, but it should be a very, very lovely day. We didn't have enough time to get Starbucks, so sad times.
Good. So we should be drinking out of mugs more. You are what you drink. We have arrived to the florist shop and it is absolutely beautiful, so let's head inside.
Almost perfumes. They are foundation perfumes ranging from fresh citrus to floral, woody, and then warm oriental.
I studied that for 4 years, including the masters, and then worked for 4 years in the safety and compliance of fragrances.
Oh wow. The legislation around it.
Yes, which I definitely love.
Yeah.
But this is definitely more fun.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Should I show you our oldest formula?
Yes.
This one was made by Juan Flores himself to help him overcome the London heat. And this is limes. Lemon, lime blossom, it is a quintessentially citrus perfume.
So this is a perfume in its own right.
Yes, the sort of skeleton of a fragrance, if you will, and
Yeah.
you need to add everything else on top of it.
Okay.
To make it more complex. But you could, if you loved it, you could wear this.
You could wear this, yes.
Yes.
Have a guess as to which one you might like more.
Yeah,
This one, orange blossom. So this actually comes from
that's
the
amazing. I see you.
flower as well as from the leaves.
Yeah.
Stunning. So you get these green citrusy notes as well as the floral notes.
Very nice. So just as a question, say if we were to like do this style of fragrance, can you take a more like sweeter floral take on this and then also twist it into a slightly more like muskier, deeper, richer
Definitely.
versions of that?
Yes. So
Yeah,
even
it
if
could
you
be
were
quite
both
interesting,
to
couldn't
choose the same base, you
Yeah.
could and then making completely different fragrances. This was Winston Churchill's favorite fragrance.
Was it?
Oh wow!
Terrible taste.
Well, I think you will like David Bowie's fragrance.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I'll say that later on. And this is a polarizer. People either love this or hate this. You already have your answer.
No.
English lavender.
Oh wow! Because I love lavender. That's so.
Doesn't smell like lavender.
It did give birth to a trend called the fougère, meaning fern and French.
So we have picked out all of the fragrances from the archives that we enjoy. We're now going through them and sorting through which ones we want and which ones we... Have you decided on the two?
No, but these smell like the same. They're not.
And just to show you the beautiful room where
Such
we're
a
doing
nice
our little
This
fragrance.
was the original room that they created some of the first fragrances for florists.
It's absolutely spectacular. Super warm and
God, there's such a weight to them. What do they weigh? Like 15 kilograms or something?
15 kilograms.
Ten-
Probably about
10
2 kilograms.
No, you're joking me. That's got to be around about 8 to 10 kilograms. I love that. I like that one more.
Are we alright to put them on?
Yeah, do you want to put them
Here?
in the back of the hands here? Absolutely.
We will need slightly more skin later on.
Yeah, I'll take the top off. Drown me in it.
So you liked this one more?
Thank you.
Right. And see what your first thoughts are.
My first thoughts are this one.
That one is the one you prefer.
That's my first thoughts, like off the top as it's like super fresh on the skin. What would you say? I think that's the oud one that you put on there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, lids.
Ooh, that's lovely.
Can't really smell them.
No, I can.
The oud.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're both really, really lovely, but
This
I
is
think
the one you prefer.
the white oud.
May I get the other two?
Yep, so
So hard.
Maybe we can mix yours as well. Let's see which one you prefer out of these two.
Oh my gosh.
I have to say the process is actually really easy and straightforward because obviously it's super complex and the amount of fragrances and ingredients you can put in is overwhelming. I found this actually quite
See,
a nice process.
this
to
is the
follow.
one you like, isn't it?
That's the one that I find more powerful. Like,
Yeah,
smell
see,
it.
I prefer this. This is too powerful for me.
Perfect. This is what I hoped you would
Oh,
say.
really? Oh, amazing. Yeah, this is too powerful for me. You like really strong fragrances, but
I do.
I'm softer with them.
What I would do, potentially, I will like to try 3 of them on your skin.
Yes.
Wow. The dry down's really interesting.
For the oud.
This is starting to get stronger.
It will do. And the part of that is stronger, we have the oriental resins and the amber.
I still prefer the oud.
I could potentially bring the resins and the amber on to
Okay.
the one you have on your left hand, but without this marine facet.
Oh, interesting.
But
Good.
you seem not to like
I still
it
think that
particularly.
this smells like it has more depth on my skin.
Definitely.
And I think this is a good place to start. At least we know where I am. Now we need to work out where you are.
Oh my gosh, I like all 3 of these. But
Which one do you prefer between the ones on the top of your hands?
So, Fleur is my preferred, I would say, because I feel like I could wear that any time of year.
Your perfumes are nicely on your skin.
Royal family.
Oh, wow.
And these are 1940s Queen Elizabeth's father.
Wow.
So I think that is Queen Elizabeth's grandmother.
Yeah, the Queen Mother.
The Queen Mother. And I bet this was something that you didn't even have to uncover, because lots of heritage brands have to go and refine these things, but because you've always had this place, I'm sure these have just always lived here.
Yes, so these are actually the accounting ledgers. So this is the date when someone came in, how much they paid in pound, shilling and pence, and how they paid, if it was cash or check or postal order.
They didn't have Amex in those days, did they?
We have some very famous costumers here.
Wow. Is that Mrs. Winston Churchill?
Yes, so
Sir
we have
Winston
Sir
Churchill?
Winston Churchill, Mrs. Churchill, and they were very, very loyal customers. Because
3 hours later.
No, it's definitely the gardenia. Definitely.
perfect.
Happy?
Yeah, and that feels like something that, like, even though I liked the fragrance that had gardenia in it, this feels very much more focused on it. And
Good.
Because it reminds me so much of smoked paprika, or I'd just be thinking of that.
What could work instead is a leather port.
Oh yeah.
A few drops of this.
Okay. Yeah, I love the smell of leather. I've realised. That's a nice leather as well.
It's in between leather and saffron.
ooh,
Nice.
can you smell?
It smells delightful.
And this is why it will work wonderfully with
We're putting together the 3 tiers. This is the base, middle and
base,
top
middle,
notes.
and top notes. So
Okay.
white oud already has both base, middle and top notes.
Yeah,
More heavy towards the base and the middle. So we have middle note of rose, oud in the base.
got you.
To this, we will enhance the base with oriental resins, amber accord, and the cashmere.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about cashmere is it flows throughout the heart and the top notes of the fragrance as well.
Oh, nice. You get it at the beginning as well.
Then we will add a woody facet of cedarwood. And for the heart to top notes, we will add a touch of the orange blossom. And
Okay.
this again will work from the heart towards the top notes.
Yep.
A touch of galbanum to enhance the greenness of the fragrance.
Lovely.
And this will be in the top notes as well. And a touch of leather. This will be the
Beautiful.
character of the fragrance.
Amazing. That's the lineup. Let's see who's going to make it. We're getting this potion in motion. The fragrance is being created. I shall not tell you all of my secrets. I'm only kidding. Here's the lineup. And there is my bottle. One of the most
Incredible.
unique. Wow.
But everything matches everything. It's such a good combination.
Really? Imagine if I like hate it.
Impossible.
Impossible. Okay.
You liked all of these
Okay.
notes.
Verdict.
It's unreal. Like, it's not like anything I've ever smelled. It's amazing. Is there anything you would change?
Should we try, since we're in a small size, to see what more Neroni would do?
Yeah.
Because I get a bit of it from your skin, and it's a very interesting
Okay.
facet.
Okay. Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been amazing. That's so good. I'm so glad we got to do that.
Thank
Have a
you.
lovely rest of the day.
And you.
Well, we have finished up at a florist, and that was such an incredible experience. The only thing I would say is that I wish that there had been things to like properly eat. I think there could have been some cakes or something, like an afternoon tea to go along with it, because it is expensive, which obviously making a bespoke perfume I think it always would be, but just a few little cakes, because we've been sat there for 3 hours and not eaten a thing, and then they were like, would you like champagne? And we were like, no, because we've not eaten anything. So that's the only thing I would say. But I think we've both created fragrances that we're super, super happy with.
Yeah.
She was so excited about my fragrance, it was really lovely, and it made it made me really excited about it. She said she's never created any fragrance like this before.
She does 4 a day.
And she does 4 a day. She's like, I've never even come close to the fragrance that you've created. I was like, but she was so excited. And it is, I'll tell you more about it when we get home, but now we are heading to our lunch meeting with...
Yes, which we're still not sure where we're actually having lunch.
No.
We're just going to pop to their office first.
Yeah.
And just sit down, have a quick chat, and then possibly just pop out around.
Yeah, we are actually running a little bit late, but it was a lot late, but it is our Christmas present, and so we were like, we don't want to cut it short, and it was just overrunning, but it is what it is. So yeah, we're on our way.
This is our lunch spot today. We're eating at Meraki. Looking good.
Looks good, huh? Looks really good.
Well, we just arrived to the marvellous Thomas Farthing store, which just looks so cool, doesn't it? And we're going to be trying on some hats. This is the ladies section here. Some beautiful tailoring pieces. I love the hat box as well, it's really cool. And then the gentleman stuff down here. Slightly more relaxed feel. Of course, all the hats. So nice in here. I was trying a few different styles. Possibly a successful trip. They don't actually have my hat size in stock, but they do have a hat stretcher. So they're currently trying to stretch one of the hats, which is a size too small to fit my head. So I really love the colour and style of the hat, so it'd be amazing if we can make that work. They're going to see what they can do, and so I'll know in the next 24 to 48 hours whether this is something that's going to be possible or not. However, I'm now moving back over to Burlington Arcade. I'm going to check out some of the shops down there, possibly delve into a few vintage watch shops and see what they've got going on, and then we have our event this evening. So yeah, we've got an hour to burn. So should be fun. We are back in the cab once again with the boss, and we're just about to head to the Joe Malone Street at the Mandrake Hotel, and it's for their pear
And sweet pea
fragrance launch. Ooh, very bright. So lots of fragrance in today's vlog, but it's been good fun, hasn't it? I don't know if my nose is going to be able to take much more after today.
We've also just taken a short break because you went to try on hats.
Yeah, I kind of
Did you vlog?
I did vlog that I went to the store yet. I didn't show any hats on because they didn't have any hats there that fitted me.
And then I had a fitting with Claire Bishevani for a very, very beautiful ivory boucle coat.
Ooh, nice.
For winter, which
Sounds lovely.
I actually can't believe how gorgeous this coat is going to be. So yes, I had a fitting for that, my first ever with the brand. Very exciting.
Very nice, yeah. Is that the little social right there? Yeah, felt like that's right. Yes, and then I just had a little mooch around Piccadilly and Burlington Arcade, which was nice. I was just killing time really, and so
Left me on the streets whilst he killed time.
my poor wife. And so 15 minutes later we linked up, and we have now just arrived to our destination. So let's go and check out the event. Nice. It's quite a vibey little restaurant going on in here. Well, this is Barclay's first walk in a week, and his legs have been holding up very well. Looking strong out there on the field.
Well, it's a new day, and as promised, I'm going to quickly talk to you about my fragrance from Floris. Naturally, I'll leave the information in my description box if you do want to go and do a bespoke, either couples or private individual fragrance consultation. It's really good fun anyway, and to be able to have something that you created that is completely unique to you is actually really special. And it's funny because you could use the same 5 ingredients, but the quantities that you put into that fragrance will completely transform how that fragrance smells. And so when we're talking about the amount of drops that are put in, or the amount of mils that are put in, it will completely influence the fragrance, which is really interesting because it means that you could have hundreds of fragrances made from the same 5 ingredients and they would smell slightly different, which is really fascinating. And that's not even taking into consideration people's natural oils on their skin, which again completely changes the way in which a fragrance smells. She described my skin as honeysuckle. I'm not sure if she was talking about my skin or whether she was talking about the way in which the fragrance was projecting off of my skin with the white oud. She said it's got like a honeysuckle-y kind of smell to it, which her nose will be much more acute than mine. And so it's just interesting how when they're on a card versus on your skin, how different things can smell. But here is the fragrance. So you have, of course, a box which is magnetic, just there, nice little flap. And then if you open it up, you'll see inside my fragrance just here. And then it's got my initials on the bottom, which is the AMG. Just here, we need to talk about this. This would be where the name of the fragrance would be. And I'm somebody that can be very indecisive, and under pressure sometimes I just get a bit of brain fog and I can't think, and so I wasn't finding the name for this fragrance. I'm going to talk to you about the fragrance and the ingredients that are in the fragrance, and I would love it if some of you would be able to share your suggestions as to what you think I should name this fragrance, because at the moment it's just logged as my name in their system, and I'd like to log it with an official name because it deserves that. And then on the back it's just got the date that it was created. So this fragrance was, as I mentioned at the start of the video, sort of designed to be a warm winter fragrance, and as we're coming into those months, this is going to be used a lot because I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out. The ingredients that are actually in this fragrance are white oud, which is the base, that's like the foundation of this fragrance, which is a very soft oud. It's not like a really heavy, strong oud. It's just a nice, soft, subtle oud. Cedarwood accord. Cedarwood is a base note that you get in lots of luxury fragrances. It's a pretty expensive ingredient to use, but incredible. Next we have orange blossom, which was the fleur d'orange, which you saw in the video. It's quite floral, it's obviously quite sweet, and we only used a small amount because we didn't want to make it a summery fragrance, and so we just used a small amount of that just to add a little bit of sweetness to the fragrance, but not too much. We then had some oriental resins, which I'm not completely sure exactly what they are. The resin accords essentially gave it that slightly more gentleman scent, as it were. We then went with amber accord, leather accord, and galbanum, which was the greens in the fragrance. So some really lovely ingredients in there. I'll just say them really quickly rather than giving you some feedback after each one. We've got white oud, cedarwood, orange blossom, oriental resins, amber, leather, and galbanum. So if you have any inspiration from the ingredients that I've just listed off, I know that I can't send the smell down to you. Oh, we've got a wasp in here. Do you know what? I'm going to get distracted here. I watched a really lovely video yesterday about wasps, and hopefully it doesn't sting me, otherwise I'm not going to tell you this lovely story. Where is it? There it is. Wasps spend their lives, this isn't fact, this is just what I saw in this video the other day. Worker wasps dedicate their lives to supplying food to the larvae. So they catch insects and they essentially provide this for the queen. And when the queen no longer has any use for them, there is therefore no use for wasps. And wasps don't need insects in their diet. What wasps need is sugar. And so you'll be very familiar with leaving a sugary drink out on the side or something sweet, and it attracts wasps. And the worst thing you can do, allegedly, is to flap the wasp away, because all you're doing is spreading the pheromones from the wasp, and you may attract more wasps, and of course the stronger the pheromones, the more the threat and the more likely you are to be attacked, as I understand it. I'm not a wasp expert, neither have I spent time researching this myself. I was just listening to this video. And so wasps are actually homeless, hopeless, and just desperately trying to source food for themselves. And so at this time of year, which is kind of the back end of summer, there'll always be an influx of wasps that you may find are nuisances. But if you actually just stick a little bit of sweetness, a bit of sugar to one side, there's a good chance they'll leave you alone, and all they want is some food. So wasps are perhaps slightly misunderstood. Anyway, back to the fragrance. Completely distracted there. That's what's in this fragrance, and Lydia did say that she was going to talk to you about hers on the channel, but she's actually not here today, and she isn't here tomorrow either, and so she isn't going to be sharing on this channel what's in her fragrance. However, I'm sure she will on hers, and let me tell you, her fragrance is phenomenal. It's so her, and as you heard earlier, it was something that was super unique even for the perfumist that does this multiple times a day. So a very special fragrance she created. I'm over the moon with mine. I would 100% do that again. It was worth the money, let's say. Even though I didn't pay, Lydia paid. It was definitely worth the money. We had a great time and we've got something great out of it. So that is our florist couples experience. Lovely way to spend the afternoon, and I think we shall wrap up this week's video and we'll start fresh on a new one for next week. So as always, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 5 PM. Take care. It's very hard to not when a wasp comes near your face, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie. They can just sting and live.